Hello everyone, welcome to the Google Cloud Platform tutorials, and this video is brought to you by ZDEP Technologies. In this video, we'll be looking into the basic lab of Google Cloud Platform, and these tutorials would help you in clearing Associate Cloud Engineer exam. First of all, we'll sign into the Quick Labs and we'll get into the catalog. In the catalog, we'll perform a quest that is about the Google Cloud Essentials. As soon as we click on it, we could able to see some labs involved in this quest. There are about 5 to 6 labs, and the first lab we are going to perform today is completely a basic lab, and it is an introductory lab where we don't use any credits for it. It is completely a free lab. Whereas for other labs, we use 1 credit, and as these are an introductory labs, we use 1 credit, and for expert level we use 9 credits, and for advanced we use 7 credits, and for fundamental labs we'll be using 5 credits. We'll start with this lab. The tour of Quick Labs and Google Cloud. In this lab, we'll see all the features and the facilities that will be available in the Google Cloud platform. As we could see, at the left hand side, we could see the timer. It is given as 45 minutes and a start lab button also. As this is an introductory lab and a free lab, we don't have any score at the right hand side, whereas in other labs, we'll be having the score at the right hand corner. We'll start with the lab and we'll just sign in into this. Here we could see we got the Open Google Console button and the username, password, GCP project ID. These credentials, they'll be completely different for every lab, and they're just temporary only for this particular lab. And we'll open the Google Console. We'll copy the username or else the email ID, and we'll just paste it here. And we also copy the password and we paste it here. This project ID, it is completely unique and it changes for every project, and the lab we are accessing, it has a unique project ID, and for other labs, as I said, we'll have other project IDs. And in this particular lab, we'll come to know the lab environment and about the credits. As I said, this lab doesn't require any credit, and we'll be looking into the Cloud Console, the navigation menu, and the roles in the Cloud IAM, and about API, and also about Cloud Shell. And we'll also look into the Nano Editor and few commands that we'll be using in this Cloud Shell. We'll accept this. And in the meanwhile, we'll look into the fundamentals of Quick Labs. As I said, we'll be having score, but this lab doesn't has any score. And the timer will be running in a backward manner as it was started as 45 minutes. It will be ending, the lab ends at 0 hours and 0 minutes, 0 seconds. And it is mandatory to end the lab soon after the lab completes. And I would prefer you to open the Quick Labs in an incognito window. And we'll see, yeah, they have described the start lab button, credit, and the time that will be used in this lab. The score also, it is all about the activity tracking. This lab doesn't have any score here. And for purchasing credits, yeah, for purchasing credits, you need to buy credits using your credit card so that you'll be able to access the lab with the credits that we get. There'll be subscriptions also. You can get a monthly subscription using your credit card as it is shown here. And for starting lab, we just clicked on this start lab button. If you have an access code, you can even use that and start your lab. Here, there's some question. We'll just look into this. This builds a temporary environment in Google Cloud. Here, as soon as we click on Start Lab button, the lab starts, and this would be the answer. Once the timer reaches 000, you will lose access to your temporary Google Cloud environment. Yes. After the time completes, after the given time completes, the access will be completely lost, and you need to perform within the given time. Some labs have tracking, which scores your completion of hands-on lab activities. Yes. In order to receive completion credit for a lab that has tracking, you must complete the required hands-on lab activities. As I said, we'll be having a score on the right-hand side at the top. After we complete the task, only we'll be able to complete that lab even. So the answer would be true. Here, the credentials and all were discussed, the username, password, and the GCP project ID. The project ID will be in a manner of QuickLabs-GCP and some numericals along with alphabet. We just signed in using the credentials that is all shown here. Now, it's time to confirm this. Here there's a question. Which field is not found in the left panel? We could see the Google Console button, the password, and even the project ID also. Here we could not see the option system admin on the left panel, so this would be the answer. The username in the left panel, which resembles Google -student_student@quicklabs.net, is a cloud IAM identity. Yeah. We'll be discussing about the cloud IAM identity in this lab within few seconds. Well, coming into the projects, we have a project ID. As I said, we have unique project ID. Those project ID will be temporary only for this lab, and they'll be changing for each and every lab. To know what our project ID, we just need to click on this. We'll agree and continue this. Here, this is the project ID we got for this lab. We'll see, we'll check. This is the project ID that was allotted to this particular lab, and we'll just cancel it. This is just for checking what our project ID is completely. And once these credentials are given, you cannot modify them or else you cannot edit them in between the lab, and they're just fixed and you need to use them all through the lab. An organizing entity for anything you build with the Google Cloud. Yeah, GCP project ID, something that we use, which plays a vital role in the Quick Labs of this Google Cloud platform. QuickLab resources is shared read-only with all QuickLab users, meaning you won't be able to delete or modify it. Yes, as I said, we can't able to modify them or we can't delete them also. So the answer would be true. QuickLab resources is the project where you can run all of your lab steps. We don't have a particular project ID that will be allotted to all the labs. As I said, they'll be changing for every lab. The answer would be false. And when we look into this navigation menu and services, the navigation menu and services, it is present on the top left-hand side. Here, this is called the navigation menu, where you can get all the facilities, the compute, storage, networking, operations, tools, and artificial intelligence and big data also. These all would be covered in the navigation menu where you can access easily from here. These are all the features that were displayed in the navigation menu. And now when we look into this roles and permissions, we need to know about Cloud IAM, which is Cloud Identity and Access Management, which is also called as Cloud IAM. In Cloud IAM, we'll be having specific roles. And when we look into this, the Cloud IAM, which is present in the top of the navigation menu, here, we click on this IAM. Here we could able to see a console that is been opening. When we look into this, we could see this is our project ID, and here we have the role as editor viewer and other role as editor. So we'll see what editor and what is owner and what is viewer. We'll look into this IAM roles once. We have three types of roles in IAM, which is viewer, editor, and owner. In viewer, you could only able to view. As the name says, you could able to only view, but there is no chance of editing it, or you cannot even write. There is only read only option in the viewer role. We take editor role, you'll have all the options that were present in the viewer, and you can even modify and you can change the existing resources also. When we come to owner, you'll be having all the editor permissions, and you can even manage the roles and permissions for a project, and the billing also can be done by your owner itself. Here, the role which is allotted to us is the editor and viewer. That means we could only able to view, and we can able to edit the things, modify the things that are present in this lab. If we look into this question, it offers quick access to the platform's services and also outlines its offerings. Here, as I said, navigation menu is the thing that allows us to get all the options in a particular order. And the next question is, primitive roles set project level permissions, and unless otherwise specified, they control access and management to all cloud services. Here the answer would be false. Set project level permissions, and unless otherwise specified, they control. Yeah, it is true. The next question provides all viewer permissions plus permissions for actions that modify state, such as changing existing resources. As we discussed, the viewer role, it is only used for viewing. Here it is specified that viewer roles plus permissions for actions that modify state. That means the answer would be editor role. In the owner role, we can change all the things, and you can even set billing also in the owner role. And when we look into APIs and services, We almost have 200 plus APIs in the Google Cloud Platform, and it plays an important role in this Google Cloud Platform. We have different APIs. Here, the API can be available in the navigation menu in the top corner itself. When we click on this, when we go to the library, we can find few APIs, and it is not mandatory to enable these APIs because they'll be working in the backend, and there is no need of all the time enabling the APIs. Here they just enabled the Dialogflow API, and we'll just work on it. What is it? And when we click on this, we'll get a console regarding the Dialogflow API. We'll just enable this. By the time we'll look into the next part, when you start a quick lab, you need to enable APIs in your project to start working with Google Cloud. As I said, it's not mandatory to enable APIs, whereas in few quick labs, they just mention us to enable the quick labs in the API. So we'll be doing that, and it is not mandatory here. So the answer would be false. The Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell plays a vital role in the quick lab as we give commands in this Cloud Shell. Here we could find the Cloud Shell. This is being enabled. By the time we'll just look into this Cloud Shell. This is the option for activating Cloud Shell. You can find it on the bottom of this console. We'll click on continue. And this Cloud Shell, it is used to give commands. And the first command which we give in this Cloud Shell is gcloud auth list. This is used to get our project ID as it is being shown here. We'll just execute that. Just a second. We'll just copy paste from here. Is asking for us to authorize. We'll click on it. And here you could able to see the output. We got the project ID that was mentioned in the credentials. And later we'll see command, the touch command. It is actually used to create a file, just to create a file. And you can even use your own name or else another name instead of this text. We'll execute this. Yeah, a file has been created now. And this command ls, it is used to tell what are the files created, and we'll see an output here. Readme cloudshell.txt, test.txt has been the output. And to write something in this test.txt, we'll use the nano editor, which is used to edit the text. Here, the nano editor has been opened now. We'll give some text into this. Welcome to GCP. And to save this, to exit from this nano editor, we need to click on Ctrl plus X on your keyboard. And after that, to save this buffer, we need to click on yes, or otherwise you can even click Y. And to come out of this, we need to click on enter. So as you see, we came out of the nano editor. And now To get the output, I mean, whatever we have given in the nano editor, to get what input we have given, we need to execute this command cat test.txt. We'll just execute that. And here you could see welcome to GCP, which we have given in that file test.txt, and the same has been displayed by executing this command cat test.txt. And at last, this is all about the Google Cloud Platform and the basics which will be there in the Google Cloud Platform, and we'll be looking into the other features in an upcoming labs. This is completely an introductory lab and just about a quick tour to quick labs. Yeah, at last, it is mandatory to end the lab as it is an introductory lab and a free lab without any credit. There's here it is mandatory to end this lab. And these are all the basics that will be there in the Google Cloud Platform Quick Labs.